Welcome to my channel. My name is Hans. I'm simply a dude on the internet. I don't give financial advice. Simply a dude on the internet. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while. Not much has really changed, right? I like streaming at lows. The last time I streamed, what was it? Pulse bottom. I specifically remember talking about the EHEX weekly breakout. What's up, Finbear? And I mean, it was months of just this boring channel that we've been in, and things have changed, right? And I think it's appropriate that we have a chat. If you guys want to request tokens for me to take a look at, hopefully you have something that I can buy as well. I'm looking for coins in value. If you want me to take a look at your chart at your all-time highs, that's fine. I know people like to do that because it gives their coin a little bit of publicity. Either way, I don't discriminate against any single token, meme, utility, whatever. I really don't care. Yeah, so drop them in. Let's see what you guys are saying. If you've got questions unrelated to a single ticker, I don't mind that. And I'm going to bore you guys with some fundamentals and macro while we wait for people to roll in here. What's up, Rai? It's been a while, it has. Pretty much, yeah, let's start with this analysis. This is the weekly chart. This is commodities. This is a good measure of inflation. It's just been in a downtrend thus far. This is good, right? We don't want inflation to suddenly turn around. Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, pretty much said for months, right? This is the golden ratio retracement of the previous peak to the local low or the macro low that we had in this cycle, and it's just been straight up, right? Looking at that 60%, it's a nice round number. It's the 61.8, which is the golden ratio. If that fails, we most likely do like a little M in here and then break down. It's been an amazing run for BTC. I just, like everybody else, we can't wait for this to break down. And it hasn't. It's still on this trend. What, dude rugged? I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're probably on someone else. Other way. That's BTC. I'll go through them quickly. I know not everybody wants to look at the macro. It will just give people some time to roll in. On BTC here, if we just ignore the channel, because you guys know I don't mind much for drawing patterns, right? I just look for market structure, which is a W here. You can clearly see the higher lows and the higher highs, right? The trend has changed, and this is the weekly. This is a large time frame. That was your breakout level there. If you don't want to take this W as your market structure, that is very valid. I don't know why you wouldn't want to, but you know the bears are the bears, right? If you want to disregard that price movement there, you have another clear W here, right? You can ignore that first one. Here you go. Okay. So yeah, this trend has changed. It's looking strong here. What I would like to see is just some consolidation here. We can even come down to retest these levels. Just move sideways here for the next week, and then we can have a very, very bullish November and even a bullish next week. Pretty much, we just want to see BTC hold some strength here. This should have had your warning signs going off. This is why I like looking at the coin-based stock. It's a good proxy for crypto, right? But on the daily here, massive W, breakout at the green line or the red line. It's actually reclaimed the bearish market structure, which is this massive M here. Reclaimed that, and not only that, but has broken out of bullish market structure. You can see the clear higher lows and the clear higher highs, right? That's the definition of a trend that has changed. So Coinbase showing quite a lot of strength here, interestingly enough, which we have to see, right? Tech needs to lead this rally. That includes the Nasdaq. Dogecoin over here, good proxy for our meme coins because it is the largest one. Clear, massive W there. I put it on the line chart for you, right? You see it? The second V is higher than the first one. That was your breakout candle. This weekly candle is now confirming it. So once again, let me just reiterate that. Higher lows, higher highs. That is the definition of a trend change. Bullish. The dollar we need weakness in. This is a sharp V bottom. It's getting into areas where people will short. This was a V bottom, so I expect something like this to happen here and then break down further. This is the weekly scale. That's not how markets bottom. The markets do not bottom with V's like this. They bottoms with W's. And yeah, as soon as you start losing, I mean, you've lost that level already. As soon as you start closing below 100, you're going to go to these areas. And I personally think this is where the bull market will end. And it will end with a W at the bottom here for the dollar. So still a little bit of time to go for this to trend downwards. That is the dollar. ES, all-time highs, right? This is the stock market. Good. Right, very good. Ethereum, Bitcoin. There is your daily W. Let's just zoom in there. Obviously, we need ETH to show strength so all of the altcoins can have a good day. There's your daily W. It's ugly, but there it is. And there's the breakout of your weekly W. We're now testing the daily W. This is good. We're starting to form a little bit of a bottom here, and quite a good one because you've already have the double bottom, right? And it's higher or equal to, so yeah, but only be confirmed once it breaks above those levels. Once again, this is also important for us. Why? Because this ETH BTC ratio is the proxy for altcoins. So if altcoins want to move, it went a little bit lower there, so it's not the end of the day, but it's, yeah, anyway, a good little battle going on there. ETH, lots of daily Ws, right? I mean, higher lows, that's our macro view. And once again, we need ETH to go higher because we're leveraged on ETH, right? There's your higher lows, and we have slight higher highs. There are daily Ws, but I'm not too concerned about them. I'm more concerned about the weekly over here. So you can see the clear breakout here, hey? Although we've broken out, we're having a little bit of a battle here. This will be amazing if we start closing candles above this level, and even more powerful once we start closing candles above that. I just don't like this massive wick, so I disregarded it for a W, but it is very much still a valid W. And in fact, this is like a triple bottom, right? And I always say the more of these Ws you get in this accumulation range, the more powerful it's going to be, right? Very, very basics. I mean, you really don't even have to go into indicators, whatever. If you have your bullish market structure, which are your higher lows and your higher highs, which we have not confirmed on ETH yet, but it looks strong, right? Undeniable. It's probably hard for people who don't look at charts 24/7 to see that. So yeah, and that's why I'm here. The euro, obviously we want to see this trend higher. And I mean, this is a clear uptrend. You've got your higher lows here. Although we don't have the clearest higher highs here, it just does seem like the dollar needs to consolidate a little bit longer before showing some weakness. And that's why we have the euro there. Dollar, I mean, absolutely, gold, rallying to all-time highs. It is at all-time highs. There's no reason if you're a value investor to be looking at this chart. But it's a good risk proxy. Very powerful. I never thought in my life I would see this. Either way, there you go. And it's close to the 2.618. We'll see how it reacts there. Link, this is your proxy for your utility tokens. So daily Ws have broken out. What I would just do is I'll just put it there. There's your weekly breakout level at 12.70. You're unfortunately slightly above the reload zone, so you can't be interested in that anymore. Let me just rephrase that. In the macro overall level, we are still well within the reload zone. I mean, you're at the 78.6 level here. This is the macro reload zone, right? But I mean, right, this is the macro view of that. And obviously when we start zooming in, that's the micro level. So still overall well in value. But here on the short term, this is the last call, right? You can see the clear bullish market structure, the higher lows, the higher highs, just pierced, it's got rejected again, but very good. What is the official reload zone? I'm not quite sure what you mean with that, dude. The official reload zone is the 61.8. Or there is a macro view, which is the zoomed out view, and then there's the micro views, which are shorter term views. All right, this is the NASDAQ. This is technology, right? Clear market structure, bullish market structure, right? And there's your higher highs as well. That's a clear trend change, right? I'm just repeating myself, but sometimes you need to blast these things into people's ears. Yeah, so technology is there, although it's not leading. It seems like the ES has led it. Either way, this is not bad. This is bullish. Breakout candle, confirmation, and off we go. This is going to all-time highs, right? NVIDIA, just above all-time highs, just below all-time highs, excuse me. Clear bullish market structure, hey? Higher lows, higher highs. So that is the definition of a trend change. Like, guys, all of these charts look the same, right? I don't think I have to really hammer it into your heads this far. I mean, it's pretty clear, right? We can see a clear trend across all of these charts as they're getting ready to start going, hey? Others, right? This is our shitcoins above the reload zone. Quite strong actually here. It just gave you a small chance to get into your meme coin or your meme coins, your utility coins, whatever, and off it goes. Others is the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10 and stable coins. Others dominance. Pretty much the dominance of what the shitcoins have in the market. Still, this looks good. Looks like a bullish uptrend. The Russell. Remember me telling you months ago on Katie's channel, we were doing this exact same watch list. It hasn't changed since I streamed with her. It's about a year ago, actually. Crazy. Now we were talking about how the Russell needs to be at all-time highs for shitcoins and alt season to start, right? Clear bullish uptrend, very, very good consolidation or sideways accumulation that we've had here. We're just below the all-time highs with good market structure here that looks like it's strong enough to push us through there. Solana, I mean, boring, right? Some would say this is a cup and handle. It's just been moving sideways there, showing a lot of strength actually to have a little consolidation like that after a massive 10x move like that. Quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Total market cap looks exactly like BTC, and I didn't draw this W in here. It was there, and you can see the breakout. Total 2, almost breaking out. Total 3, breaking out. Tether, this needs to have weakness, and in fact, this is bearish market structure breaking. This is the retest candle, and you could easily see continuation down, right? Just like the opposite of a W that you need to see from bullish market structure. Here is the opposite, which is an M. You can see the lower highs and lower lows. That's the market smiling at you. That is bearish market structure, which is good, right? We need the USDT dominance to go down. Oil honestly looks like it's holding on to a thread here. And this is instant stimulation once oil starts breaking down. Even while it trades here below 77, it's stimulus for everybody. Home builders at all-time highs, making a lot of profits. Everybody said property will collapse, except for us. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. of data that we went through there. Keep throwing in those requests. I'll get to them eventually. How is Pika? I mean, Pika is technically at all-time highs, right? If it's not in the reload zone, we can't really look at it. There's PulseChain, Pika. I mean, as soon as I start saying anything negative about these things, people want to come for my head. But this is not where value is at, right? This is at all-time highs. You can see the RSI here. This is the weekly scale. So it's very high, right, for an asset. I mean, if do we have to compare it to something like BTC that has had its RSI reset for months? Do I need to go through that, right? Pika's up here. Right, this is why this is the best thing you can possibly hope for Pika, is a consolidation like this, right? A flag for that to form that will reset your indicators, right? But this is very high, right? I'm not telling you to do anything, by the way. 3-day, very, very high, right? Value for this is always at the 61.8. If we look at where most of the volume was traded, you can see it's slap bang just above the 78.6 level. Very, very little volume has been traded there. If I just go off gut feeling, it's performing so well because, I mean, you have Somi shelling it and promoting it constantly. So there is that. But you can see how quickly the RSI is coming down here. That is bearish divergence. You can see price action is higher. Pretty much, dude, you're going to have to wait for, if you want this cheaper, there's no other way of saying this. And I don't know where it goes. It tends to really not do very large corrections. But I mean, we used to say that about HOA, right? And Tangang for now has fallen completely out of favor. No one would have ever predicted that. Just value is not there. The whole PulseChain looks weak. But guys, it's been going up for months, like constantly going up for months. Right? Just wait for a pullback. You know, I got everybody back in my group in the Discord when we started forming these W's, right? That's clear as day. You start forming these higher lows. I mean, you can even wait for the breakout, right? You could have even just waited for that breakout. The market is not going to leave you behind. It tells you before the time with these market structures, right? So you can just wait, right? I'm not saying it's going to come back here. In fact, I think because of the strength and the promoters of it, it can most likely do something just like that. The same that happened in the previous consolidation, because even this consolidation never gave you a chance at the 61.8. I mean, hardly gave you a chance at the 61.8, right? So you either have to have your order there, because you can see only the highest guys that had limit orders there got it filled. And I don't know where you're going to find limit orders. So yeah, that's Pika. I knew I was going to get that one, but anyway, there you go. This is, yeah. I would love for you guys to rather go and find something that's just launched, or that is really already inside the reload zone, right? That is what I want you guys to find for me. Find me tokens that are inside the reload zones. Like I can't really even look at this here. CDP. You know, I most likely sold at the top of this. This is good, right? You're finally coming down. I don't know if you come all the way to the 61.8, but I can be interested in down there. I can't be interested up here. The momentum is resetting nicely, and that's the thing, is like dips can be very, very healthy. You're resetting all of this momentum. The last time the momentum was this low was back there. You can see on the RSI here, and here. The last time it was this low, it was back there. So see what the price action is? You've created all of this space. Like, this is all space that's been created for free without taking any momentum, right? This is why dips are bullish, can be very, very bullish, because you're resetting all of those momentum. right? People are selling into slippage, especially if they really want to get out. Oh, what's dude? What? PP? PPIP. Let's see what's going on here. This is going to come back all the way. Here's where you can be interested. This is bearish market structure. It's going to come back. It's going to come back to here, 3,341. I would get some there. I bought this breakout, so I mean, I don't know if I'm up on a double. Probably not. Anyway, I think I sold some of this up there. PP8P. Hyper. Oh my god. Now I'm going to be crucified by the freaking blue borders. Or the green borders. You know what? It's up at 2x from where you should have gotten it, right? So don't really feel comfortable telling you to get it here. But I mean, it's just absolutely been destroyed. Like, look at that. Let's look on shorter time frames. Some bearish divergences here. You know what? On the daily, I would just wait for a pullback here. Wait for the 61.8. I mean, it's a lovely chart. You can see that clear W there. Retest and off you go. But it's a little bit overextended here. As you can see, you've made higher prices, but the momentum is a little bit weak. I hope for you that you can get some down there and it doesn't leave you behind. No clicking random buttons while on stream, bro. I have a question. Why can't I transfer? Why? Guys, the spam is constantly in the YouTube comments these days. It's a really freaking weird spam because it gives its private keys. So please, guys, don't go put that private keys into your wallet and start transferring coins out of that wallet because it might just get you absolutely wrecked. It's too bad that I got to the question only now. I wish I could delete it. Block it in Restream, block it in YouTube. Okay. Please, guys, don't go typing in random seed words into your computer, especially something that you got off YouTube comments. Now all of my comments are gone because I had to block that freaking guy. Oh, Finbear deleted it. Awesome. Thank you, dude. Greeting, Hans. Thanks for some TA tonight. Cheers. UFO and Pika. You see, the PTGC is finally cooling down. And you would expect all of the other coins around it to do the same. I mean, it's very, very high. It's not in value thus yet, eh? Very, very high on the weekly there. You can see, I mean, it got as high as 96. Bearish divergences here on the 3-day. You can see clear price action going higher while the RSI is going lower. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, if you want it in value, it's down there. I don't know how far it goes. That's the thing in the bull market. It starts getting very, very hard to get the retracements that you want because they just continue going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Yeah, so but once again, clear bearish divergence. Just wait for this RSI to cool down. The market will tell you when it's time to go once it reverses its trend, right? I've shown you many, many examples earlier in this video what to look for. Right, guys, you can learn pretty much everything I know just from watching me, right? And watching all of my videos. I talk about all the strategy, the percentages that I put in the coins, the market structure, the location, the divergences, the indicators I use, everything for free, right? And if you want something extra, right, you can join Patreon. It is in the link in the description down below. But that's just you paying me for consultation, right? And a few more hours. Because I look at this chart pretty much 24/7, right? Oh, so that's UFO. I mean, it's performed unbelievably well, right? I know it's not a popular opinion to say maybe take some profits and try and get a buyback. You know, you can always like stash 70% of your bag and actively trade with 30%. You know, but that's not a very, very, how do you say, popular thing to say these days. But either way, there you go. That is UFO. Actually, let's just quickly look at, because me calling something on this got me more hate than anything else. Yeah, okay, so a nice little top here. You can see how the momentum is beautifully cooling down, right? RSI is coming down nicely. You're gonna, at the bottom here, you're gonna start forming bullish divergences. You can see the RSI making higher lows here, while price actions making lower. That is underlying strength, right? And let me just draw it in, right? The same as it's now made these bearish divergences at the top here. I mean, this is a very, very simple game, but you can see how early these divergences start to form, right? So it can take quite a while. And that is why it's so hard to call tops and bottoms, because although the indicators are clearly there, you need the market structure actually. So the break of a high to confirm that breakout right there. So you see the clear W, that's your signal to go long. And look when it comes in. I mean, it comes in here very, very late after forming pretty much a month of bullish divergence. That's 3 months of bullish divergence here. Again, look how long it takes for the bearish divergence to play out. But the thing about social media is that you guys need to remember is that if you've got 50% of the people that really like you and you've got 50% of people that absolutely hate your guts, you're doing the right thing. That's how social media works. So me calling tops and bottoms here, it's just luring hate out, right? People that can't see through these very, very clear guide that I give you guys while I'm on stream, right? Wait for the 61.8, wait for W's, just wait for a retracement, try not to buy the highs. Right, how is that malevolent in any way? The opposite of benevolent. It's not, in fact, this is very benevolent. So yeah, just wait for your retracements. I mean, this is a little bit concerning, right? Look at this. This is a bearish divergence on your weekly scale. I shouldn't have to on something that wasn't requested. Milo, thanks for being here, bro. PHEX and EHEX. Thanks for the dono, Milo. Yeah, let's do that actually. Let's go to Chiitan. And then we will do Charm after that. Unfortunately, wasn't awake when that dump happened on Charmander. So you've unfortunately missed at the bottom on Chiitan here. You can see, when you see a line like this, just know that I bought it there, right? You can see the clear W and the breakout. which tells me that I'm very, very close to a double here. So I'm going to take my free position. And the reason why I'm so cautious is, look at this RSI here. There's no bearish divergence formed just yet. So it is unfortunately a little bit late. I don't know how high it goes. Let's go to higher time frames. 3 days not bad, but it's taken so much momentum to get you out of here. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly is slap bang in the middle of 50%, right? You know what? So this is this beautiful rounding structure that you have forming here. So it is most likely going to look something like this. And then into 2025, its last blow off top, right? So you can chase it here. It's still in the reload zone, but you're going to have to sit through this little retracement here and sit on your hands. That is easily done if you risk a little. Don't put a lot in this, because this is going to be opportunity cost. There's going to be some stuff that does many X's while you're sitting underwater in this coin. So the best thing to probably do is to pull up your fib tool and wait for the 61.8 wherever this stops out, right? Just pull your fib tool. Let's say it tops out there at 1300. There you go. You just get your retracement. Buy the retracement, I mean. And that's just what I would do. Frankly, what I would do is, because I bought it down here, I'm going to open my Rabby here. I'm most likely in a free position here, right? I'm going to let the free position most likely just run and forget about the fact that I have some of this after my free position. So that was Chiitan for you. A little bit high on the short term. Beautiful chart. I mean, macro, if you look at it, it's down. Like, this is where we should be interested in these things, right? And then you wanted me to take a look at Charmander. Up 61%. Now, I don't know how you would approach this, because I was looking at it earlier. Was this a pump.fun launch? No, it doesn't look like it. Let me just see. It's probably bonded with so it's bonded with mouth. I can see here 18 days and 17 hours. This gives me the oldest pair, right? That's how I always find the oldest pair. Now, this is going to be a USD value, which we don't really care much for. V bottom, right, on the daily. And if I put on the log scale, I'm pretty sure that's a very, very ugly wick. There's no way in hell I'm going to tell you to chase this thing here. So, first of all, it's not in value. Not at all, right? So what I most likely would do is I would pull up my fib tool from here. It already looks like it's peaked here. Let's see how far down it is. 13%. And yeah, I would wait for this to make some market structure here to tell me that, you know, those sellers are out. Because I think they gave free supply to the Poker Center for some very, very absurd reason. It's probably because they wanted these guys to accept them. There you go. Unfortunately, wicks and tails like to be eaten. So if you're going to start trading below this candle here, you're going to fill the entire wick. And it's not the end of the day, because you still have this that happened back here. Guys, this is going to take a little bit of time to play itself out. Especially after volatility like that. PX and EX. Okay, let's go here. Not where value is at, right? Let's see where the macro value zone is. Still inside the macro reload zone, but on the short term, this is overextended. It rallied off a V bottom. Like I told you guys, I warned you guys, only EX has a valid W. A valid W, right? I defend the low and then go, right? This is a V bottom. Markets do not bottom on V bottoms. They're going to come back and retest these lower levels, right? As soon as you find some structure. And I mean, the only real structure that we can see on this chart is here, right? Then we can zoom in. I mean, lower high, was that a higher low? Stopping out people, yeah, very sneaky. And then just rolling over again. Let's go to our indicators. I mean, on the long term, on the weekly, it needs time. On the daily, it needs time. Very, very bearish market structure. I mean, you really, I mean, you know what I would like to do is just put it on the line chart and tell you guys that bearish market structure has already broken. This is going to come to the reload zone. And you have to wait till we see our next W. That's an ugly W because it's not valid. A valid one has a higher low, something like that, right? Okay, so that's versus USD. Not in value. This is going to come down to the bottom of this range. To, you know, these buyers have to be tested. They have to be tested, right? They need to step in here and defend the price. It's frankly as simple as that. You can see the RSI is at 50, not even oversold. You can see how long Hex created bullish market structure here from back here, right? Price still went lower, but the RSI went higher. So that's your bullish divergences. Never really gave you a chance with bearish divergence at the top there, right? So that's versus USD. Let's look at it versus PLS quickly. Very high versus PLS. I am actually very, very surprised that it broke the top of the range here, right? But I was bearish on this from all the way back here. And because from the start, I've said that I've believed that PLS will outperform Hex because it's a first cycle coin. And now I do understand that ERC20 tokens always outperforms the L1. But then again, you must Hex. Now I'm a large holder in Hex. I have a very, very long staking ladder. So I'm fudding my own bags here, if you want to call it FUD. Hex still has sellers or buyers that want to exit as soon as they get to break even. Not only that, many of them have inflation as well because they're staking. And on top of that, there is a constant selling pressure of the inflation of those people that have already given up and they're just waiting for their... I don't know where I was going with that. Either way, that's why I thought and still think that PLS will outperform, right? Now, all of the Hex maxis came from my ass, like Storyteller and those geeks up here, right? But to reply to my tweets months ago, I mean, when we were back here, I said that Hex will outperform. I was right, 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 I was right. I started to be wrong. No, excuse me. Wrong, right, all the way to there. And they don't congratulate you here. They come and reply to your tweets here when you're wrong for a short time, right? Yeah. And in fact, I would say, and then I'll give you a caveat to what I'm going to say as well. It will be very concerning to me if Hex outperforms PLS. But then I'll add that RH has made it pretty much clear that he's going to rotate all of the PLS that he bought with... all the PLS bought by the Sacrifice Fund will then be rotated into PLS. He made it very, very clear. Now, I've not heard anyone say that narrative just yet, because, I mean, the market is fucking slow, right? They need people to shout it in their ears before they get awake. Yeah, so this is going to come down all the way to 150 right there. Why? Because that is your market structure. You can see the clear W there on the weekly scale. That's going to come back here. And, I mean, it rallied off a V bottom down here, made a new low and just went. I won't even be surprised if we come down all the way here. I can show you the overextension on the weekly scale, RSI. If the RSI of something is up there, you don't even look at it. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to see that, right? It's at the top. You want to buy stuff when it's at the bottom. But then again, it did have strong bullish divergence there. Oh, what am I even saying? Never mind. It has a long way to come down, not only versus USD, but versus PLS as well. Not in value. Let's see where most of the volume was traded. Right down here, right? And there's very little volume here. You're going to see how it's going to cascade pretty much down here. What we're seeing here in the PLS ecosystem is that your risk assets are a little bit overextended versus PLS, which tells me that PLS is going to come down in the short term, and your shitcoins, just like when BTC goes down, all the shitcoins do exponentially more percentages down. Probably not exponentially, but much more percentages down than BTC, for instance, right? Because people sell their shitcoins as the PLS price goes lower into PLS, and then from PLS sells it down into USD. So your altcoins do a double whammy. EHEX here on USD, like I've said previously, it's the only RH asset that has very, very good market structure down there. You can see the clear W, right? Beautiful little W, right? It's already come down a lot. Let's look at the RSI. Yeah, so it does have a little bit more room. Let's look at the 3-day. There's no bear bullish divergences yet. You can see the 200-day moving average down here, right inside the reload zone. So there you go. There's your targets here. Wait for the W. So you don't have to catch a falling knife. Wait for the break of the W and off you go. Versus PLS. This is inside bearish reload zone, right? And it's about to break down. Okay, so there is a small little M here, you can see, and that's the breakout level. As soon as this starts closing candles, it's going to come down. But that shouldn't surprise you, because this is not inside the reload zone. There's no reason to look at this asset up there. We should be interested down here. And that is why I was selling my EX and PX into PLS here. I mean, at these highs, literally at these highs. Because I'm interested to buy in more down here. And it's always funny to me how people are mad at bearish market calls and shorting. The only people that buy down here, or not the only people, the vast majority of people that buy down here are these guys that shorted the market at the top. Right? If someone closes a short position, they are opening a long position. Anyway, so that's EX and PX. That was interesting. I mean, like, yeah, I would be selling offs on doubles on gold. We probably haven't gotten 100% move just yet. So we've done PX, we've done EX. Charmander we've looked at. This is the Rebel channel now. Who believes the hardest? Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, do click the like button and subscribe if you're not, right? It just bumps your own bags if you're a believer in these tokens. TI on mute too. Do I have it up here? I know I own it. So this seems to be the token with the most, 17 days and 15 hours. Okay, it's this one. Let me just add it. Okay, Mewtwo here versus PLS. I think right off the bat, it's a little bit too high, right? Just above our reload zone. Let's see if we have momentum to see if this thing is very, very high on the RSI here. A little bit concerning. Either way, it's very easy to catch these things when it's time to get them. Firstly, you need them to be inside the reload zone, which we don't have. The RSI is very high. I mean, this can easily reverse here, top out on the RSI, then do its dip, right? But I can't look at this here. I need to wait for this to make a W inside the reload zone. And then the second V needs to be higher, right? Just like that. So yeah, get this RSI nice and low down there. I mean, if you want this to come down here and start forming some bearish or bullish divergences, this is actually what you want to see. So this will look something like this. Right? You start making these lower lows. But what the RSI does is the opposite. And that is the underlying strength you're looking for as price action goes lower. It then does a sneaky little W and off it goes. Now, it obviously doesn't have to happen there. I'm just using it as an example, okay? Pika's 16K liquidity. Actually, it has a lot more. Let me just show you guys. So you're going to go to Pika. You copy the contract address there. And you paste it in here. So you can see the liquidity here. There is 263K here. There's the 16K, which you were talking about. So just go to the largest liquidity pool. But then again, remember, these are V3 liquidity pools. So you need to go and see how much PLS is on the buy side. And you can do it here. You just scroll down. You can see how much Pika. That means how much USD value is above the price. So there is 181,000 USD that wants to be sold above the price. I mean, it can be as high as up here. We don't know. You can probably view it on the V3. I forgot how to do that. And then there's 82K of buy. And this obviously can be spread out all the way down here. It doesn't have to be exactly below the price. It's just how these things work. It's not bad. Honestly, it's really not that bad. But it is a little bit overextended. I mean, you can see the selling volume here, right? Lots of profit taking happening. But I mean, this is up so much. Like, you'd be foolish to not take profits. That was Pika. Oh, I don't know. Up and SolidX. I actually closed my up positions at break even. You see, Dex Screener really sucks. Here we go. We have to find them manually now. See if I can close tabs, if this helps at all. Let's close this. Come on, Dex Screener. Please just work, my bro. Otherwise, we're just going to use Dex tools. Okay, there we go. Ugly V bottom. But this looks better here. You can see this is the weekly. Pretty good market structure, hey? It's now retesting the previous breakout level. For some reason, I don't like it for some reason. But then again, value starts for this at 4,000. It's kind of left the station already here. We didn't chase it. But when people hear leverage on PLS, they freak out. They just buy. I hope I got the message across pretty much. Recent rally, can't chase it up here. Needs to make a W inside the reload zone. Now it's made a W just outside the reload zone. I mean, I can't fault the granny if she wanted to chase here. But honestly, guys, I'm not convinced that this performs well. And I could be wrong, right? If you followed me for a while, I'm wrong quite often. Yeah, so if you really want to chase it, I mean, I can't fault the granny if she wanted to. Because, I mean, it's just even in the macro reload zone. The reason why I'm not pulling up the fib tool is because you've lost your lows there. That is up. You also said that you wanted me to take a look at the Solid X. I mean, Solid X doesn't look good, guys. People request this quite often. For some reason. Why? I don't know. You guys are putting a lot of faith in a very, very rich guy. It's probably the same that we're doing with RH, right? In the hopes that he buys this up for you guys. But I don't like the people that he has surrounded himself with. These people are extracting just a ton of money from this guy. Like, and these are new lows, right? I mean, you guys got the message clear from all of my other reviews thus far, right? You need to have a W. That's a V bottom. I mean, you can't even look at this. And the thing about this RSI is it's still at 43. There's no bullish divergences here on the 3-day. Now you do have bullish divergence for a while already on the daily chart, as someone seems to be buying it here. Okay, so you have a V bottom. Best case scenario on the daily here is you form a higher low and a higher high. That's your signal to go long on the daily. Okay, it looks like we're close to it, but that is what you want to see. And my word, remember when the 9-inch guys wanted to bet me here that the bottom was in? What was that? 62 million PLS or something like that? Hexy bastard wanted to bet me. Right, that promoter of them, that KR4TH guy, called me a racist because they don't like it when I don't tell them what they want to hear, you know? I mean, I've gotten hate from all of these different communities, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Like, every time it's a new one. Last time it was the GIF guys, then it's the Solid X guys, then it's the PTGC, then it's the Pika guys. It doesn't matter. I'm still crushing this market. Yeah, so there you go. You hope that this was your bottom. And I mean, even on the candlestick chart, it just gets worse, because on the line chart, you're like, oh, okay, this is bottomed, right? And I'll see what happens if I put on the candlestick chart. It makes a new low on the candlesticks. That sucks. Either way, that could have been the bottom there. You just need to see a higher low now form. There's lots of daily bullish divergences. There's no divergences on the 3-day. There's no divergences on the weekly. I mean, I can show you some of my shitcoins that have better bullish divergences. Now, when I'm talking very, very harshly about your token, do not take it personally, guys. Like, I don't hate these things. I don't date them. I simply just freaking trade them. This is not an attack on you, on your personality, or anything like that. This is me just reading a chart. That's like you getting mad at me for reading a book. And believe me, like, I would be the first one to tell you, okay, now it's time to buy. But the chart needs to tell me that first. Not your stupid narratives, nothing like that. Okay, Like most people are sucking up to the fire whale, whereas I'm being very critical. Like people are so scared to offend anyone. I know why they'll do it. The fire whale won't ever buy up one of my tokens. You know, he's not going to send me a donation. You know, do you think I care? And I don't give a fuck. Anyway, Pepe Chu, a little bit high, right? It could have just stopped here. I mean, it could have stopped back there. Right? There's not a FUD or anything. Value for this is down here. Still go higher. But what I will do is just continue adjusting my fib tool. When it gives me my chance in value with solid market structure, I'm going to take the trade. And if it goes to 0, I wouldn't even mind because I'm not risking a lot in these shitcoins. Wait. I would love for you to take a look at PulseChain. Let's see if... Oh, there we go. It loaded. Let's look at Pepe for you. If I can find it. It's probably not that high up. Okay, once again, like I told you guys previously, if you see a dashed line like that on the chart, that is where I bought it, right? So you can chase it here. Just know that I'm selling my free positions to you here. There's bearish divergence here. As price action is higher, indicator is lower. Very, very overextended. I don't know why you guys weren't interested in asking me about this asset down here. But guys, don't get offended when I flame you. I'm just joking, right? Too high. Not in value. I can't look at it up there. In fact, this is in the bearish short location. You can see the RSI on the 3 days very high, though it invalidated the bearish divergence forming there. The weekly, still a little bit room more to go. It's starting to roll over here. I took my free position back here. So it went up a little bit higher. But that's why I always leave 50% in the market for this to go a little bit. You know, if it leaves you behind, you don't, you haven't lost your entire position. I mean, there's no way I'm chasing this up here. It could go higher, but it's not in value. Even the macro value reload zone is here. And I would go as far as to tell you to zoom in on the shorter time frame and wait for this. I mean, it's going to come back all the way back here, most likely. At the least, wait for the micro reload zone. Com versus X. Let's see how far. Okay. We're almost through everything. I'm going to try and speed up a bit so I can... There's Com. Right, every time these things are requested, it's most likely the top, right? I rarely get a request for a token that is in value. But don't worry, that's just the way it is. Ew! Got rejected heavily. That's the thing with Com. It just gets wrecked, bro. No, I sold all of a little bit of a disclaimer. I sold most of my Com somewhere here for this computer that I'm streaming to you guys now. Okay? It's a very good PC. And I love it. So obviously I do have a lot of Com in my staking ladder that will come to fruition in the future. But just be aware of that. I might be a little bit fuddy on this token because I sold some for the specie. And I needed this specie, otherwise I couldn't trade nor stream to you guys. Not in value, right? Reload zone is down there. Massive rejection. Feel sorry for the people that were lured into that at the top, because I know we showed it there at the top like they always do. Yeah, value for this is not here. On the shorter term, it's down there. There's too many zeros to give you guys a price target. And then again, there's the macro reload zone, which is coming up shortly. I'll just show you guys where I would probably get it. Here at the red line is probably where value for this token is at. And that's where I'll get some. Which is now plotted on the blue line, right? And you said you wanted, let's just quickly look at the RSI on this higher time frame. Yeah, I can't really see anything there. So, and then you said you wanted me to take a look at it versus Hex, and then Com versus Hex. There's Communist versus Hex. Let's look at it versus Hex. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I'll pull up a few fib tools and I'll tell you guys where you should be interested in this if you really wanted some. And that's your own decision. That's not me telling you to do it. I would swap my Hex for my Com in that green box. Okay. Up Icosa versus Hex. Okay. Icosa. Hopefully this is the Hex pair. Okay, no, this is the PLS pair. Just on the PLS, I'll just give you guys a target here. So at least here, I'll wait for Icosa versus PLS. That's versus USD, never mind. So that's 4 cents for Icosa I would be interested in. Versus PLS, just because I recently sold the top on this freaking thing. You know what? I don't even know if I would get Icosa. You know, yeah, probably below the 78.6 level. Below this 941 PLS per Icosa. That's where I would get some. And then you wanted me to take a look at it versus Hex, which I'll just copy the contract address here. And this one has the most data. Okay, let's clean it up a bit. So that's the weekly scale versus USD. Let's look at the ratio versus Hex. A very, very clear range that it is finding itself in here, right? You can see lots of traffic here, lots of traffic here. Lots of traffic, and what do we think happens here? That's our RSI, so we are inside the reload zone. What do we buy here? Is it Icosa is in the reload zone versus Hex. So we're buying Icosa here with Hex, right? No, I've confused myself already here. I think that is what I mean. Hex is in value here versus... No. Icosa is in value versus Hex here. Yeah, Raymond, I do need to. So yeah, I mean, this chart is in value. This is where you want to get some of this. So yeah, you're buying Icosa here with Hex. But you should be happy with this position if it comes down and even falls to that. So how you would handle this, how Granny will handle this, is she will have take a position now, and then she will take another position at the 78.6 level, and then she will do her last nibble at this W breakout there. And I'll just show you guys. Clear W, hey? Doop, 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 and off it goes. I'll just plot it there beautifully, okay? Because markets like to come and retest previous breakout levels. And you can see there's very, very good support here at these levels. So it could just reverse here, but then again, do be cognizant of the fact that you are catching a falling knife here. There's no W there to support the price just yet. You know, you can see the clear little W that you want to see on the chart. But this is the first chart that's been requested that is in value. Been accumulating it for months, says Milo on Chiitan. Just want to hear your thoughts. Okay, so you're significantly probably up in profits on that, Milo. Can I look at Dome? I mean, Dome is very hard, guys. I don't know if I should actually go catch that clip, because someone showed this to me. That beautiful person, whoever you are, literally showed this to me at the bottom here, and I bought it here. But guys, we can't chase that. Can we chase that? Can't chase that, guys. We unfortunately have to let this go here, right? And if you're up a lot, maybe take some profits, right? Because I don't know how. I mean, there's no support on this chart here. The only bit of traffic you have is this here, right? Remember, the market doesn't like inefficient moves like that, because it will come back and fill that entire wick. I mean, and the only traffic that I really see on this chart is up here. Okay, but something that has performed exceptionally well like this, for it to do a retracement to full, that's very healthy, in fact. Please don't buy the stop, guys. I mean, it could go higher. There's just every day is a new all-time high, and no one even knows about this. Like, nobody's talking about it. Except I tweeted this at the all-time high. It was somewhere here. I thought, and I even said in that tweet, like, I wouldn't chase, but I spelt it wrong, obviously. So it seems like I can chase this here, where I wanted to say I can't chase this here. Typical. And I mean, more of the allure for a retailer is the fact, I mean, it's bonded to PLSX, right? So PLSX will carry it higher. I mean, look at the RSI here on the daily. It's very, very dangerous. And I'm not calling a top here, right? There's no bearish divergence on the daily here. There's no bearish divergence on the 3-day. There's no bearish divergence on the weekly. Just my strategy, I can't even look at it up here. Like, I don't know if you want to catch a small 10% or a small 30%. Maybe that's still able in this chart, but I'm looking for 100, 200, 300% moves. So that is why I have to wait for a large retracement before going in. It just gives me more space, like more room for it to move to at least the all-time high. Because if I buy 60% down from the all-time high, I just need to go back to the all-time high for 100% move, which is my double and my free position, and I can just let it go. Okay. PX, 3-day MACD. What do you see there, my friend? It's about to cross bearish. Right, there's nothing here. It's about to cross bearish. See, the last time we crossed bearish was up here. Nothing new. It needs time. Can you please do a chart on IMPLS? Man, I haven't gotten that chart request in a while. It's been an hour. I'm not close to getting through all of your requests. You can see we have a little bit of action in the market. I mean, it's been action-packed for a month. That's why everybody is here. to really catch some speed here. I remember this coin getting requested quite a lot back in the day. Oh, oof. So you failed to break out, and the daily looks terrible because that's bearish divergence on the daily. I'm having a hard time liking this. But there's your W. I mean, after a massive dip like that, the RSI is still in mid-range. I mean, you're down 96% and the RSI is higher than it's ever been. Dude, I don't like it. If we were to ignore momentum and we break above, right, I would probably get some there. Because then my analysis is wrong and something is wrong with the RSI. Because that is bullish market structure and you can see it defended its lows, so it's valid, but it hasn't broken out. This can easily, because it's overextended on the daily, roll over another time, make a higher low, and only then break out, right? So that's where you have to manage risk. You have to be happy with sitting underwater and that opportunity cost of not having that capital allocation allocated somewhere else where price is going higher. Yeah, instead of just sitting long in these things and trying to get an explanation of, or try and find the right words, I'm just going to move on. Okay. Ink versus Hex. Here we go. An interesting little exotic pair here. Let's look at the ratio between the two. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now you see, so what are we buying? Are we buying ink here? Geez, why are these ratios confusing me like that? Yeah, okay, so we're buying ink with Hex. So ink is in value here versus Hex. So I can definitely swap some of my Hex for the incentive token here. And in fact, you can see, damn, this wick spoiled all the fun. But then again, on the candlestick chart, you can see, or the line chart, that's a reversal. So I can't fault the granny if she wanted to take some. There's some strong bullish divergences here as well on the daily. And it's confirmed as it's broken above the previous high. So I think DeFi Bay is one of my, DeFi Bay is in my Discord. And you can see the good questions that are being asked by my students. Good spot, a good little chart, and nice exotic pair. If you want to ratio trade, wouldn't Hex halving 1/20 the liquidity of PLS make it more likely that Hex outperforms PLS? Yeah, that's another point in your guys' camp. But as I've said, that I do recognize the fact that ERC20 tokens do outperform the L1. Like, I openly admit that there are some very, very valid points against my my theory. And I even told you guys that Richard Hart has made it clear that the PLS that was bought on market was going to be rotated into PLS. That's a way to make Hex move without having to buy any Hex with fiat. You can just rotate the PLS, right? What happens if we rotate PLS into these shitcoins? They absolutely rocket, right? And the same will happen to Hex. It's as simple as that. And the LP is thinner, ERC20 tokens outperform the L1, etc., etc. That's the fun thing about the market. We get to see what happens. Yeah, man. Lucky Luke. I hope you got some, dude. I asked already for Vault versus PLS. Dude, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Sometimes I miss these things. I think I do have it up here. Yeah, there we go. A vault is up here. If I like, I don't do it on purpose, right? To miss your tokens. But if you really want your token to be charted, you can drop a super chat and I'll get to it first. I mean, dude, this is where you should be getting it, right? Please tell me this RSI has been reset. No. Like, why do these charts do that? This also happens to the iTropa tokens. Like, they all form this horrible RSI. Like, it just absolutely destroys your analysis. But then you just have to go blindly off market structure. And I mean that if you start breaking candles above that level, I should probably buy some here. Right, because I mean, there's your W. And it's even valid on the line chart. I think I actually bought the top on this freaking thing. Because it was a new launch. And I'm like, FOMO sometimes get to me as well. Eventually I will master this craft. Someone asked about X. And I'm seeing the views drop off as well now. So I'm gonna finish this soon. Look at this RSI. This is much better. Hey, the RSI is actually trending down with the price action. There we go. So I actually want to get some of this. Just above the reload zone, the RSI is resetting nicely. Let's look at the 3-day. 3-day is still very high. It does have more room to go. So it's most likely going to go to this area here, that 488. And I would get some there. It's on my watch list. I'll take a look at it. Red Scroll, I looked at Tetra and it actually looked good. I actually wanted to buy some. What about looking at Bro? Bro, very, very volatile on the short term. It bounced off. The thing, Bro, is a little bit. I think it needs to come down a little bit. Let me just look at it quickly because I did very, very well on Bro. Like, I literally sniped this at the low because I copied the contract address as soon as they pasted it. Yeah, it's a little bit high. There's my green box. You need to get it there. But it's taken an immense amount of punishment. There is some bearish divergences, hidden bullish bearish divergences. Get it in here. That's where I'm also gonna get some. Have you yet? I've not done PLSX. Yeah, actually, look, I think it was you. Really, dude, that's insane. All of us flat earthers are talking about it. I'm glad actually some of you are, because it's silent on my timeline. I only see the Dome Twitter guys tweeting about it. What's up, Red Squirrel? They did want me to take a look at Kick. Like, someone absolutely wrecked the Kick chart. Sold it down 50% in one go. So this has now pushed it back into value. I mean, he sold. Wow, dude, that's absolutely freaking wrecked the chart. Jeez. What the hell? Dude, that's like a 2x already on this freaking chart. What's the RSI saying? The RSI is bullish divergence. I mean, I'm gonna buy some of this off in this stream. You can see how oversold the RSI got. Wow, this guy destroyed this chart. I think this guy went, last I heard, he chased the Pepu, and he was up like, he made like 5k profits, so good for him. But that's value, I mean, so someone wrecking the chart. This is the oldest meme coin that has traded on PulseChain. Corey, I did take a look at SolidX. SolidX has some bullish divergences on the daily. Finally, it doesn't have it on the 3-day, doesn't have it on the weekly, but it has a V bottom. So it needs to roll over a little bit. Check that higher low. So it forms a higher low and then a higher high. I can't fault the granny if she wanted some, but you are currently catching a falling knife. Titan X. Very high, right? Right off the bat. Like, I can tell you guys that this is a little bit too high. Right, I called the bottom down there. Let's pull up the RSI now. People are going to tell me about fundamentals. Yeah, but Hans, you don't know about the buy and burn. Don't care. That's bearish divergence on the daily, right? Price is higher, RSI is lower. But it's not a trade unless it starts trading below that level. Let's actually look at it versus width. RSI. Yeah, you know, these coins, because it has such a high supply, the RSI just gets broken. Maybe the MACD. Just moving averages. Firstly, not location, right? We're not in location, except, I mean, if you measure it from the high. Let me just look. No, never mind. I mean, you've missed this, right? You've absolutely missed the boat on this thing. Like, if you want to buy it here. It doesn't mean it can't go higher. I'm a value investor. I can only show you guys where value is at and where I buy stuff, right? And if this was to reverse, I would love to get it at that level. I don't know if it's going there. I don't know if it's going any higher. I can just show you guys the exhaustion on the chart. Bearish divergences, price actions higher, going lower. Moving averages are about to cross 3-day. I don't really see anything on the 3-day. What's the weekly saying? I mean, the weekly's been bearish divergences from down here, right? It printed a green bar and it's only been printing lower bars since then. And remember, I mean, MACD divergences can literally take 1,000 bars before it confirms. So do be cognizant of that. The only thing that I can leave you with this, guys, is that you've missed the bottom. And it's not in value anymore. And that's just a figure of speech, right? We're just at this snapshot of the chart we're looking at. We just know it's not in value, unfortunately. I don't hate this token. I don't date it. I think I lost like $100 on this or something just to test it out, because I play with everything. Literally play with everything. And that's the thing, I'm going to put some in Alti too. This is just the way I do things. Like, I try a bit of everything in the hopes of maybe making some money. And what is even better is in the hopes of maybe learning something. So if you guys want to unfollow me because I put some into Titan X and I'm going to put some into Alti as well. I even mined Zen back in the day. Everybody is here because you've been starving us. And I don't want to say I'll be more, how do you say? That's the terrible thing of being English in your second language. The word sometimes doesn't come to you. I don't want to say I'm going to be more consistent, because every time I say I'm going to be more consistent, I'm less consistent and I do even less streams. So let's just see. There is definitely some value for myself in doing this for you guys, because sometimes I get shilled an awesome coin like Dome right at the bottom. Right, but you unfortunately do have to put the time in. I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. I think we've done pretty good. No one requested PLS, And it's always like that. No one really requests the core coins, because all of the fun and all of the gains and all the quick gains are in the shit coins, right? The low cap coins. But I continue to stack my profits into the core coins, because just like Somi, I think PLS rallies at the end of the cycle, because you've got BTC topping in October. Now, we don't know these things for sure. I'm just giving a kind of like a path of what I'm looking at, right? So you've got an October peak for BTC, then you've got the month after that, you've got ETH peaking, and then I think for the month after ETH peaks, it should take a month for funds to rotate into PLS, and I think that's actually a good thing to do. Don't nuke the chart up. Take time to for other guys to get in and to push the price up as well. So it's going to take a whole month after ETH has stopped for those funds to flow in, right? So I don't know if my thoughts make any sense. Just think about it. Click the like button, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one, eh? Please play from a position of strength. Don't get wrecked. See you guys in the next one, eh? Cheers for now.